Before you hear this, answer me honestly. Have you ever been humiliated in public by people who thought they were better than you? Because if you've lived that moment even once, skipping this would be a mistake you'll feel later. Tell me first, what time is it and which country are you watching from? Now stay with me. The part everyone regrets missing is coming. When I walked into my sister's engagement party, I already knew I didn't belong in their eyes. Not because I was late, not because I did anything wrong, but because I didn't look like them. They saw my dress before they saw my face. Muted, simple, no logos, screaming for attention. And in that room, that was a crime. The groom's family barely acknowledged me at first, and when they did, it wasn't with curiosity, it was with instruction, like I was staff who'd wandered too close to the guests. They laughed softly, the kind of laugh people use when they think they're being polite, but really they're measuring how small you are. They asked what I did, not with interest, with pity. And while they talked, they loved to talk. They kept circling back to one thing, Omnicorp Global. Every sentence somehow bent back to it, their titles, their connections, their importance. You know the type, people who wear their job like armor because without it, they don't know who they are. What they didn't know, and this is where you might want to sit a little closer, was that I didn't work at Omnicorp. I didn't know someone inside Omnicorp. I owned it. But not the loud way, not the way that gets you applause and magazine covers. 18 months earlier, my company, the one they kept calling my little freelance hobby, had quietly acquired a controlling stake in Omnicorp Global, 51%, enough to decide everything. I stayed invisible on purpose, because power doesn't need an introduction. But that night tested every ounce of restraint I had left. The ballroom itself felt like it was designed to intimidate. Crystal chandeliers blazing overhead, ceilings so high they made you feel smaller just standing under them. An ice sculpture swan in the corner, slowly melting, dripping water like it was crying, which felt oddly appropriate. Everyone looked expensive, and everyone looked tense. My sister, Chloe, was glowing and terrified at the same time, the kind of smile you wear when you're trying not to disappoint anyone. She hugged me like she was holding on to a lifeline. Thank God you're here," she whispered. "You look perfect. Please don't change anything." That should have been my first warning, because moments later, the O'Connells arrived. They didn't walk in, they entered. Liam, his mother Victoria, his sister Serena, a synchronized display of entitlement wrapped in perfume and confidence. Victoria's diamond ring caught the light before her eyes did. She praised Chloe loudly, lovingly, then turned to me like she'd found something unexpected in her soup. "And you must be Ava," she said slowly, "the one who does little websites?" Little. That word hit harder than it should have. I corrected her, calmly, professionally, explained what my company actually did. She smiled, the kind of smile people give toddlers who say they want to be astronauts. Serena didn't even try to hide it. She scanned me head to toe and laughed into her champagne. "That dress is interesting," she said. "Comfortable, grocery store chic." Liam joined in, offering help I didn't ask for, jobs I didn't need, connections I already controlled. And here's the thing, this wasn't about clothes or careers. This was about reminding me and my sister where they thought we belonged. Then Serena grabbed my wrist, not gently, not accidentally. She lifted the bracelet my grandmother gave me, the last thing she ever handed me, and she laughed. "Is this even real gold?" That's when something changed. Because some disrespect you tolerate, some you log mentally and move past. But when someone mocks your roots, your family, your dead, that's not ignorance, that's war. I excused myself quietly, and Victoria had the nerve to demand I stay. I didn't. I made one phone call, and with 12 words, 3 careers ended. When I walked back into that mall room, they were still smiling, still boasting, still untouchable in their own minds. They had no idea their phones were about to light up, no idea their names were being typed into emails marked immediate action required, and they definitely didn't know that the next 5 minutes would destroy everything they thought protected them. Most people stop watching right before this part. Don't, because if you've ever been underestimated, disrespected, or quietly judged, this ending is the one your future self will thank you for. Tell me again, what time is it and which country are you watching from? And stay with me. The truth is about to walk into that room. Before I say what happened next, ask yourself this. If someone offered you a safe little job while mocking your entire life, would you stay quiet? Most people do, and they regret it later. Tell me quickly, what time is it and which country are you watching from? Now don't blink. This is where everything flipped. Liam smiled and said it casually, like he was doing me a favor. On Monday, I'll call HR at Omnicorp. Maybe we can squeeze you into an admin role. 50 grand, no benefits at first. You can finally stop with the silly website thing. That's when I raised one hand. Just one. The room didn't go silent because I shouted. It went silent because something in my voice changed. I'm sorry if I seemed rude, I said calmly, but I won't apologize for my work or my worth. Then I asked the question that made Liam pale. You've mentioned Omnicorp all night, so tell me, does power come from working for a company or owning it? Warwick laughed. Wrong move. 18 months ago, I said, my company bought the controlling shares of Omnicorp Global. I'm the chairwoman. You work for me. Phones buzzed, faces drained. Serena read her screen and whispered, termination, effective immediately. Liam's hands shook. Mine says administrative leave, investigation. That's when my lawyer walked in, and that's when my sister quietly slid her engagement ring onto the table. This is over. We're leaving. If you think power is loud, you've been fooled. The quiet kind ends careers. Stay with me. The aftermath is even worse.